YouTube fans, here again. It's my day off today, and we already know it's snowing. The weather's miserable. That's not why I'm speaking. I know, if you see any of my legs, I've got socks on. I'm really a lazy fucker. Why not? It's my day off. Back into more, but again, that's not why I'm speaking. I remember talking about this movie before, and Socorro, it's a remake. I actually shall say something good about a remake. But at the end of the day, though, the original, I said remake, the original come out in 1940 something, and the remake come out in 1980. That being the Blue Lagoon. I actually love the Blue Lagoon because at the end of the day, I'm not a romantic person. Because I'm not. I'm a man. When I grew up either watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger films, watching Rambo, watching Sylvester Stallone, watching Don Ford Van Damme. I would say Bruce Lee, but I didn't watch him until later this. I'll probably watch Jackie Chan later this, Bruce Lee, and so on. So I'm never one for I'm never one for lovey-dovey, sloppy romantic films. I'm not. I mean, I don't watch his slashers and horrors and so on. But this one I actually liked. Amazing. Maybe I'm getting sentimental. I like this film because it wasn't just the everyday sloppy dewy, give us a sloppy tis romantic film. It actually had a story. It had an art. So sometimes I do have a sentimental side, people. So the Blue Lagoon, like I say, it's based on the olden times, but the film come out in 1980. It was done by, if I remember rightly, Jumbo Pictures. And the director that directed this was the man himself who directed Cheeks. That's right, remember the classic 1978 musical, Cheeks? Don Newton John, who's sadly no longer with us, I can't pronounce the name right, John Newton John, and some of the other people from Cheeks. Yep, it was a director what directed Cheeks. He saw the original, didn't think it was nothing at all out of the book because it was based on a book. And he wanted to make it more like the book version of the Blue Lagoon, and the rest is history. We had Christopher Eccles, very good actor. Sad to say, you don't see him do a lot now as he's got a lot older. But he's a long lad actor, did a lot of Walt Disney films. A lot of people might remember him as Peter in Dyers, when he did the 7 series of Dyers. And you've got Butt Seals. I wouldn't say it's a first film because she did a few films and she was a child actress. You know, she did Alice, Sweet Alice, which later became a video nasty where she got brutally murdered in it and she was a child actress. She appeared in I can't find the name of the film now. And there's another film where it was in a whorehouse and a very long Susan Sarandon. It'll come to me, but there's a film in that where she's in a whorehouse and Susan Sarandon's in the film, very pretty woman, still is, and she's a prostitute, again, based on the olden times. I remember being Dyke Dud in that one, so I would say this is a first film, but it's one of the first big breaks. So, the Blue Lagoon, they went to Tropical Island to film the film, and the funny thing is, today they still name the island the Blue Lagoon, and they kept it exactly how it was back in that era. Bit of interesting history. So, like I say, based on the olden times, it starts off on the ship, and the music is beautiful. It's like an adventure feel. It goes, do 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 do. I'm not going to do the rest, and I'll kill it. But it has a beautiful theme to it. And you've got these 2 kids, right? I thought it's an incest here. They put for an sister, but they're not. The one's like a friend to the other, you know what I mean? They're both different mothers and fathers. And the ship gets burned. They have to get out because it's doing a bit of a Titanic, meaning the ship's going to sink. They've got this old guy. He's been in a lot of things. And I'm sad to say he's no longer with us. You might remember him being Bugatan in Omen's 2 before he gets buried alive. He played Bugatan. The piece what Dave said to pet them daggers. He was in that. I think he played in a few episodes of the TV series The Prisoner. But in a few things. And he goes with the kids. There's a bit of his about to smack kids. The little lad saw some dirty photos. Which again, I think this film is definitely ballsy. It's something you'd never see nowadays. An old man smacking kids and all that, but different era, different time. And like I said, they get stranded. They're on this island. There's a bit where the kids are running around barefoot naked. No, it's not kiddie porn. Again, they would not get away with that in today's era. Today, that would be considered kiddie porn. But to me, I saw the scene, right? And all I saw was two little kids, two little fucking lung kids running around in the nudder. Didn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? To me, it was like two kids running around. To me, it was innocence. Innocence. I thought it was more funny when the old man was chasing after them and saying, "Put your toes on." I thought that was more laughable, if anything. And like I said, there's bits where the old man's talking to him and he's thinking beer, he gets drunk, big mistake, and the kids fall with feet. But before all that, they go back to the island, and you got the idea there's cannibals there. The little boy finds a skull, and the old man snaps and says, "You ever go there again, the Baldy man will get you and eat you." When you're a kid, you believe shit like that. So they buy into that. But then again, like I said, he gets drunk and he wanders off, which is out doing because the kids are wondering where he is. To get on the boat, it's only to a part of the island where they see him lying there. You think at first he's drunk, he's passed out, but then he must have, when he was swimming, I think he must have drowned it. Because, you know, you're swimming, you're drunk, your ball bearings have gone. But they find his body. And you think, shit, these poor kids are now standing on their own. But they sold them as kids and it sold them growing up. And that's when you get butt sealed and Christopher Eccles. And I think for two young actors, they nailed it. Their acting's brilliant. The acting is wonderful. I love the underwater scenery when they're under the water. Yes, some of it believable, some of it could be fantasized, but for a film, I went with it. You know what I mean? It's a film, it's entertainment. And there's been minutes wondering, did this film win awards? Because in my eyes, it should have won awards for the underwater effects. It should have won an award for the best music score. I feel Christopher Eccles should have won an award for the best lung actor. I feel Brooke Shields should have won an award for best lung actress. Very attractive looking girl in that era. You could definitely see why in the 80s she was selling Levi jeans for women. They should have won an award. People said, "Oh, it's soft porn." Fuck you. Right? I actually like Bluey June. I just said it. Go back. Beautiful store. Beautiful performance. Beautiful everything. And I say it's a bit of a charmer before it becomes a love story. There's a bit where you got the idea, Christopher Eccles as a young lad, he's jerking off, he's not doing your face, but Seals is wondering, she catches him doing it, and he says, I'm not. You know, it's innocence. He's a young lad, he's curious, right? We've been there. Fuck me, when I was a lad, I'd probably hype up the church. Who hasn't fucking turned the chain, right? And there's a bit in it where she has a period. She's never had a period before. Don't forget, she's never been taught anything like that. She's never had an excitation, so she doesn't know it's natural at a certain age. Like when you're a young lady, you're going to have your periods. I've not been there. I'm not a woman, but even I know what young ladies will go through when they go through that. She panics. It's natural. She's never been taught that. She doesn't know what a fucking period is. She's probably thinking she's fucking bleeding to death. If anything, it makes you feel sorry for the character. And so there's a bit there where she don't want to talk to Sis Freckles. He's throwing a temper tantrum because even though they're mature, I'd say we're teenagers, they're still immature because they've not had an education showing what's right, what's wrong, what a fuck is a period. It's perfectly natural at a certain age to fucking bash your bishop. They've not been taught any of that. So essentially, there's two kids, even though they're adults, they're still kids because they've not had an education. They'll be standing on a fucking iron for so many days. There's a bit in it where they make her up. He falls out with butt seals because at that point, you become isolated. If you've been with somebody for so many days, you're going to start getting moody with that person. He slaps her. I think that's the bit where they start to make the character of Christopher Eccles a bit of a dick. And he really treats her like shit at that bit. But she accidentally walks on something she shouldn't have walked on, and then she cuts her leg on this poisonous spike, and he feels bad about it. So he's begging, he doesn't want her to die, but she doesn't die, happy to say. And they fall in love. There's a bit of hanky panky, but it's none of this wow, bang, 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 bang. There's none of that. The bits where put seals were naked, it was a body double. That's his soul, so he was only a teenager when this film come out. I love the bit though. There's a bit where she goes underwater. It's hard to explain. This is all the film copyright, and there's a beautiful bit where she's got this blue light and she's pushing the water to top. She's got another bit of blue light. She goes under the water. It's beautiful. The store's fucking beautiful. Everything about it is just beautiful. And I do know there was a deleted scene where they were underwater to death and they're swimming around. There's a lot more of that, but sad to say it was deleted. I do not know why. There's a bit where Bootsy was having a nightmare and there's blood going down this cave. This in the film where a bit of blood goes down the cave, so someone's been sacrificed. Well, apparently there's supposed to be a lot more blood and all that, and it's been deleted out. There's a bit where you find out Bootsy has got pregnant, because again, they didn't teach them. They never had an expectation and all that. If you have unsafe sex, what do you think's going to happen? So she's pregnant, he doesn't know, he's wondering why she's put right or why she's throwing up. He doesn't understand. It doesn't make you feel sorry for them. They've never been taught. You've never been taught that. You know, you put something on the end of it, you can have as much fun as you want, mate. She won't get pregnant. But at us, they don't know that. At us, there's no fucking shop that sells Tourette's. They just stuff with all this themselves. You know, they just stuff with how to survive. It's survival. And such story short, the lad's wandering off and he sees the type, it's like a cannibal type. And the baby was wanting to do voodoo or to do some part of black magic because they got one died. I'm assuming he's a prisoner. And you don't see a lot. You don't need to see a lot in this sort of film. You only see bloody door. What's a cannibal film? They put a thing on the guy's neck and they got a type and they whack it. You get a bit of blood, hit the guy in the face. Titiveco's seen a sacrifice that they kill someone. He goes in panic mode, naturally so. He could be the next one if they see him. And he runs off. And he never ever goes back there again. Don't really tells much into that after that. I felt they should have delved more into that. But she has the baby, and it shows the little baby as a toddler. And again, it's some beautiful music, beautiful film. Then there's a bit where they go on the boat. They want to see the island of where the old man died. He's still there, but he's now, you know, naturally he's hysterical. And they go back, but by accident, the ship gets lost. There's a big great white shark. He's swimming and he uses the bit with the one on the boat. He lost it. So they're standing on this boat. And the old man told him about not eating these pants before he died because it's poisonous. I don't really bought into that. The little fucking fatty little pants. With a little toddler has ate them and they think he's a goner. They eat the pants. And this is the bit where I think, are they dead? Are they just a thief? So it kind of has a sad ending because you're not sure whether they're dead or they're alive. The father of the kids, well, they're not kids now, the teenagers, he finds them on the boat. But there's a bit where one of the guys is on the boat. He says, look, there they are. Halfway through the film, though, there's a bit where they had mud on them and the father was looking for them and he thought it was just a tribe or natives or whatever. But the final, and then it ends. You got that beautiful story again. And you got the words underwater, and it ends. But it's one of them: did they die, or are they not dead? Are they just gone to sleep? Always had me thinking that. If they did die, I felt it was a bit of a downer and a bit of a sad ending. But if they lived, how I look at it, I like to thought they just went to sleep. The father found them. They lived. They went back to the father with the child. End of film. So it's sort of sad, but it's sort of a love story, a beautiful story on it. Its art is on its sleeve, and I think the director did a good job. It's like I said, 2 days before he did the Blue Lagoon, he did Cheeks. We all know it. Don Newton-John, that's the name. Tell me about it, stud. Or John Defoe, or, you know, I got chills, I'm occupying. I'm not going to sing the rest. You know what I mean? He did Cheeks, and for him to go and do this, which is, like I say, it's taken off a book. and it was a remake of a 1940s film. I think I could be right, I could be wrong, 1948. I could be right wrong than that. But a lot of people said that the original 40s one wasn't as faithful to the book. I never read the book. But a lot of people say this is more faithful to the book. But I think, like I said, I think Butch Seals does a beautiful performance, very attractive looking girl in that era. I think Christopher Eccles does a very damn good performance. I think they both do a good performance, acting wise. It's more of a charmer, but it's a love story I can watch. I can watch that. I just think it's a good film. It's a very well made film. They don't make films like that anymore. I do know in the early 90s they did Return of Blue Lagoon. Don't bother. It's a piece of shit. It's just technically made for TV, and technically it's just a remake of the fucking 1981. The original, on the other hand, I think it's a classic. They don't make films like this anymore. They don't. So you want to see a film with a good story, good acting, a good atmosphere, a good use of the island, which I think was a real island, which they filmed on. If you want to see all that, check out Blue Lagoon. There's a DVD, and hopefully it's still around today, which does show original behind the scene, the making of the film, a few original photos of the film, and it's a good one. That's why I'm doing a long one, because a lot of people insult the film today. They say it's outdated, they say it's soft porn. I don't. Well, they're naked. That's one of the excuses, by the way. Oh, right, so they're going to look pretty funny wearing a fucking t-shirt, wearing jumpers in a fucking hot fucking burning iron, aren't they? But they're doing this, and half the time there was body doubles when there's got to the nude scenes, and even then it wasn't exactly pornography. Next excuse, the baby's naked. Sorry to break hearts, but they're not going to have nappies in a fucking local shop somewhere for her to run out and buy some nappies for the toddler when they're standing on a fucking island. Duh. So, no, it's these excuses I've heard, and I've just got to fucking fight back. Because this film, it deserves praise. Some of it, yeah, I wouldn't say realistic, it's standing on an island, but the Blue Lagoon, to me, fuck it. I'm going to give it points. I think it's a damn underestimated film. Normally, I'm not a sucker for romantic films. When people go, I phone me ducks out. I phone me ducks out. I don't know who's phoning, it can wait. But into them, bear with me. Because I'm going to hang up because I'm doing a video. They've gone off, they've got the message. Where was that? I didn't know if someone's phoning anytime I do a video. So sorry about that. That was my phone ringing. I've no idea who the fuck that were. I'll phone them back. But yes, I was about to get erupted. I'll say it before I get phone call again. A 15-star rating, because this film to me deserves the praise. Not a lot of people talk about the Blue Lagoon anymore. But you want to talk about classics, there's one there. Used to be on TV a lot. It's very rare you see it on TV now. I've got it. Good film. Fuck it. I'll do it again. A 15-star rating for me. But into them, be smart, be safe. If you want to talk about romantic films with an art, there's your answer. Into them. See you later.